There's a token right now that is completely defying gravity in this bear market, guys. We have been talking about this for a while. If you've been watching this channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but we're gonna break it down. We're gonna tell you exactly what has happened over the past 24 hours that has blown people's minds, defied a lot of the salt and FUD out there on the market, and exactly how to play this opportunity coming up and what's going on in the market. Also, guys, I think it's really important to pay attention to the macro perspective on what's going on, because if you only pay attention to the sentiment in the market and pay attention to crypto Twitter and influencers, you're losing the big picture, right? Because there's massive adoption happening right now in the crypto space. It is absolutely insane. I'm out here at Token 2049 out here in Singapore, and I bring you guys some of this latest breaking news that's happening and reasons why you need to zoom out a little bit, not look at the micro so much, look at more of the macro. We're gonna go into that, guys. If you're excited for that, give me a like on the smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. My name is Chasse. I've been in the space for 12 years, guys. I'm really excited to bring this to you. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, let's look at this massive chart right here. This is Banana at a full-time value, fully diluted valuation right now, almost $100 million. Now, it's actually nice to see this chart coming down a little bit because, and guys, for anyone who thinks that I might be shilling this, I don't even have one Banana token. I tried to get in on the pre-sale on this thing, and I didn't, right? They didn't even reply to my Twitter, and that's fine, right? And just want to tell you that I'm not here to shill things that are necessarily in my bag. Sometimes I will tell you guys about things that I have already in my bag, but I don't have any of this right now. And I'm looking at this because it's something that's hot. It's a good narrative in the market right now, and it's something that can make you and me money. So guys, I'm looking for a good buying opportunity here, but let's talk about the metrics for a little bit. Let's go into the volume. Let's go into what the potential is here for this to play out. And also the parity, or what it would take to catch up to something like Unibots. And we're also going to talk about the trading fees a little bit to show you what the potential is here, because right now Banana is giving 100% of revenue back to the token holders, which is really, really good. It's more than Unibot is doing. Of course, this will not stay forever, but it's what's happening now until the smart contracts kick in for the revenue share. So one thing I want to point out, because when I first heard about this, my biggest concern or criticism was that, hey, yeah, of course, if you look at this on DeFi Llama, you see that Banana Gun right now is number 4 on-chain revenue, and this is massive. And everything happening right now, it's more than everything except for Friendtech. Maestro's a bot. MetaMask obviously doing massive revenue generation. But then you have Banana Gun and Unibot. Now, Banana Gun, my biggest criticism at first when I first heard this was, yeah, of course they're up here today because they just had this crazy launch yesterday with $15 million of trading volume and 4% chain tax, which means that 4% of all that goes into revenue, right? And so yes, of course today they're going to be up here, but the question is this sustainable? And you can't really tell from Unibot either, because if you've seen my video when I talked about Unibot, you also know that a majority of the revenue that's being paid out comes from on-chain tax. Each of these both have 4% buy and sell tax, so that's where the majority of the revenue is coming from. But if you look at the OG, Maestro is the OG, and Maestro doesn't have any on-chain tax. And look at their revenue. It's number 2 in the entire space. How could you say this narrative isn't bullish? It is a huge narrative, and it's 20 times less than Friendtech, but Friendtech, of course, we've been covering that as well. We're covering you guys the on-chain narratives here. You cannot argue with data, right? It is the legit narratives that is what's happening in this space right now. So let's go into the past 24 hours of what's been going on in the world of Banana. And in a bit, we're going to talk about global adoption, macros perspectives, so you can zoom out a bit more and get as bullish as I am on the crypto market coming up here, guys, because it's really, really exciting. So the Ghost says, honesty, integrity, as in they took over $1 million out of their own pocket and refunded strangers before the relaunch. And $11 was the price at the time of this tweet. And guys, like I said in my video too, when I was talking about Banana Gun and the relaunch, they did the exact same thing that Paid Network did when we had the hack. We paid $3 million of our own pocket, and this was great integrity. They did exactly the same strategy that we did. They got the token relaunched very fast. I hope that the audit was okay. Hopefully they use an opens up and like standard contract, so that because there's no way they got the audit in time from a formal auditing firm. But if they use an opens up in contract and all they had to do was change the tax and they got that right, obviously this time, then it should be fine. But I don't know that, so it's something to be concerned about, or not concerned, but it's something to be aware of. So now we're gonna get into talking about like a hate rally, right? When people just hate and shit all over a project, it only drives the price higher and more attention to a project. You know, things like Solana, things like Rollbit. These were all like hate rallies where people just love to hate on something that's doing well, mostly because they didn't get into it, right? So they're gonna be jealous, they're gonna be upset they didn't get into this, and they're gonna be hating on it. But that's there's what is it? Something in the PR industry, I forget how saying goes right at the time. It's something like, even bad news is good news or something like that, right? And it's the same kind of idea here. It brings attention to it. In one of those tweets I showed you in the video the other day, there was 1 million impressions on Banana Gun's tweet talking about their relaunch plans or whatever it was, which is insane. That's pretty much everybody in the crypto space right now saw that. So there's a lot of eyeballs here. And this is, so what we just talked about, the hate rally. So another thing to pay attention to is this is outdated, right? This tweet was made, at 10 a.m. this morning. $1.2 million liquidity. Pre-sale is out. 100% of rev share from bot use going to holders until the rev share is turned on. We mentioned this already, but as you can see, even since this tweet, $1.2 million in liquidity, there's 2.67 million right now. That not doubled, but that is over a 50. There's like a 75% increase in liquidity in the past 12 hours, right? Or sorry, 8 hours. Past 8 hours. So this is going really good. But again, the question is, where is the good buy-in entry right here? Well, we're going to get into that in just a second right now. So a good thing to note here, another positive thing, demonstrating trust from the team. Again, because they're an anonymous team, we always have to take things on chain, what we can verify. Never take something directly from the devs team if they're not, well, even if they are doxed, you still can't. On-chain is the best. This is why we have blockchain, guys, so we can verify things. And so if you go to Unicrypt and you look, you can see that 6 million or 60% of the supply is locked right now. It is locked for 2 years at a linear. So we will see. This does mean that now it doesn't mean, what this would mean is if the team sold the tokens every single day into the market, that would be 30% inflation a year, which is very, very high. But there was a tweet, I don't know what it is, from the team saying that anything that they don't use will be re-added into the lock. So let's see, so far this team has demonstrated integrity. And so to me, that says so far, this seems like a really legit project with excellent tech who want to do well. And if that's the case, they will not be excessively selling the token into the market. They probably will sell whatever they need for treasury, but they probably don't want to affect the price too much. Also, maybe they're going to sell some extra tokens in the early days with lots of volume so they can market make. So here's where we get into what is the actual upside and how to look at this, because $100 million or $97 million fully diluted valuation is not the actual circulating market cap right now. A $10 banana is a $23 million circulating market cap. That is the amount of tokens in supply. That 40% circulating right now is a $23 million market cap, right? Unibot is much higher. Unibot is a $93 million circulating market cap right now, which means that for Banana and Unibot to have parity, Banana needs to be at $40. And Banana's sitting at 9.7 right now. So arguably, that one could say that from here, for it to give it to Unibot's status, that would mean that there would be a 4x increase in price. Now, going back to the fees here, what is going to be really interesting to see is when this cools off in 2-3 days, to see how much, to be able to compare it, because one could also say that Unibot has more services. They've got the bridge, they've got Unibot X, but I don't know how much revenue each of those products are generating. Maybe majority of the product value is actually in the bot, right? But Unibot has more services. But if really what people are using this for is the bot itself, which Banana Gun has better technology than Unibot, okay, this is very, very interesting then. So what I'll be paying attention to here is the fees generated when the volume decreases and things cool off. Will there still be significant fees generated from Banana Gun? That is a really big question to see how competitive is it, and does it hold at parity? Because this is what we want to know, is revenue share goes back to the token holders, which drives value into the price into the token. So we will really get a good perspective here. I think dollar cost averaging over the next couple of days would be a good idea. Don't ape in right now. It might fall back down to $5 or $6, but dollar cost averaging isn't a bad idea in case it starts to go up from here. Because there is that 4x potential to come at parity with Unibot. But if it's a better, superior bot, and that's where most of the revenue is being generated, as you can see from Maestro is, right? then it could even outperform Unibot because if that's where the majority of the revenue comes from, and it's a superior product, then why wouldn't everyone just use that, right? So it has a lot of upside, not only to hit parity and do a 4x from here with Unibot, but also to potentially surpass it. So there's also a lot of attention going on here, which is really good right here. So you also have crypto futures on Rollbits announced. So now you can long and short banana on Rollbits. I don't need to show it to you guys. And we'll get into a couple last things here as we open this tweet. Come on, Twitter. I don't know if you guys can hear in the background too. There's a Formula One, which is really cool. So easiest price prediction of the year, to be honest. Best tech on the market plus genuine team equals recipe for moon. RIP to those still calling this a rug or rambling on about hundreds of fresh wallets. Banana chart speaks for itself. Now, let's not get too cocky. A lot of things could still go wrong, but it is looking bullish overall right now. Banana is the first catch-up trade that will work in 2023. Will naturally sideline a lot of people. Bot market hyper inefficient, and that one of the weakest products was the first with a token and took all the liquidity. Now competitors have emerged, and the fish haven't realized it yet. So things just iterate. This is the classic example of the MySpace versus Facebook, right? MySpace had all the market share in the early days. Facebook came along, made a better product, took all the market share, and bam, this is what we could be looking at. This is why I'm saying that Banana could even outperform that $40 price point that we're talking about, because that only puts it at a $93, $95, $100 million, $93 million market cap. When we saw Unibot go up to 211. So even if it's Unibot's all-time highs, which it was just getting started, then you have an 8x potential from here. So let's get into the macro perspective, guys. That is Banana. This is really huge. I'm out here in Asia. I live in Asia, and Grab is like Uber out here, but even Uber on steroids because it's a super app. It has all-encompassing features, and Grab Grab just integrated with Polygon, a Web3 wallet. So I just installed my Web3 wallet on Grab, use it. Now I was really excited for a second because I thought that I would be able to use my crypto for rides out here for my transports, but it's not there yet. But it's just, they wanted to get this launched for the F1, the Grand Prix. And right now what they're doing in the early just the first rollout is at the Grand Prix, there's going to be opportunity for people to get like NFTs, collectibles, and they can collect them in the Grab wallet. So it's bringing attention and awareness to the Web3 space, which is really cool. You guys hear that? It's like a siren of some sort. It's crazy out here. So super app, Grab collaborates with Circle to offer customers superior Web3 experiences. So Circle, huge, right? These guys from USDC. And just overall, massively bullish. The whole world is coming online, guys, right now. And the whole world that hasn't been online till today, guess what? They don't have banks. They don't have credit cards. They don't have debit cards. What do you think they're going to be using? As this starts to go exponentially higher and we start to hit that, that 6 billion, 8 billion, these are billions of people that are going to be coming online over the next couple of years that didn't have internet before. Their first introduction to the banking world is going to be crypto. How bullish is that? And let's read over quickly from this tweet from Patrick Scott. If you followed only online sentiment, this is what I started at the beginning of the video. You think crypto is dead. Meanwhile, the pace of adoption is faster than ever. The past few weeks have been a surge of major companies exploring blockchain solutions. Here are 9 examples of this. $1.5 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton joined the growing list of major asset managers to file a Bitcoin ETF. Spot Bitcoin ETF. So guys, this brings it. I've been saying this number 20 trillion. I don't know what the actual number is. BlackRock is like 12 trillion. Fidelity is like 5 trillion. All together now we're just getting trillions of dollars more of that, 1 to 5% they'll be recommending to their customers that go into Bitcoin. That is incredibly bullish for Bitcoin. This is just a ticking time bomb of explosion, right? We could be seeing the entire rest of the year super boring and sideways, this accumulation range, or we could get a black swan that brings us back down to sub $20,000 Bitcoin. But at the same time, as likely as those things are to happen, or as much as they possibly could happen, the exact opposite is true too. Tomorrow, literally tomorrow, all these ETFs could get approved at the same time. And what do you think happened? This immediate explosion in price, and we're instantly in a bull run. So just as much as people think that we're not going to see a bull run until next year, it could potentially even happen as soon as tomorrow. I'm not saying that it will, but this is just what things you need to pay attention to and be ready for, right? Don't sleep on this. Deutsche Bank announces plans to provide custody and services for crypto and tokenized assets. JP Morgan announces they're developing a blockchain-based token to speed up cross-border payments. ARK Invest in 21 shares files for spot ETF on ETH. Visa announces they're plotting are piloting stablecoin settlements on Solana. Visa publishes deep dive about Solana's tech. Swift announces a successful proof of concept demonstrated that now how banks can transact across multiple blockchains using Chainlink CCIP. This is something that I talk about in my video, guys. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I'm very, very, very bullish on Chainlink CCIP and what it will do for cross-chain liquidity and cross-chain messaging in the space. Very, very, very good for user adoption and just basically user adoption, ease, liquidity, things like this. It's going to make cross-chain way more efficient. Australia's New Zealand banking group uses CCIP for secure cross-chain stablecoin transactions. Telegram rolls out its crypto wallet worldwide, which was amazing. I told you about this in the video as well, guys. I'm always keeping up to date what's going on. I sent a couple people on my team some TON tokens, and it was incredibly easy. And I've been talking about this Telegram technology and Telegram bots and Telegram applications, Telegram casinos. I think this is going to be a massive, massive narrative coming up, guys. And that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will catch you guys next time. See ya later.